Hello everybody, welcome to another Monday of Miniatures Rambling with me, Takia. This one is Monday the 24th of February 2020. And we're starting out with these three ladies from Heresy Miniatures who, oh, this one looks a bit dark on camera right now, but it's to do with the lighting. The cloak is much brighter there. The problem with these is that they don't have a lot of folds and nooks and crannies and sharp details. They're all very smooth and yeah, except for the cloak here, which has some sharp folds, and the hair, which has some strands that are well delineated. So, trying to make it look good in a subtle way. You be the judge how well I did. And again, they look really weird in this lighting. I think the still pics at the end hopefully will do them more justice. Yeah. Anyway, these are the ones that I mostly completed at the game store last Monday. I did some finishing work on the basing and a few other very minor details I had finished at home, but otherwise I did most of them during that Monday evening actually. So that was some good work. And looky here, the ogres are finally done. I mean, they're not pretty, but they're ogres. What do you expect? They're supposed to be ugly, and yeah. Still a bit shiny in places, but what the heck. I'm still working on getting the proper mixture. A lot of detail on these, and I eventually just felt that enough is enough. You know, there's stuff that could have been done better, but you know, you have to stop at some point. And I think they're good enough. I mean, the challenge here was not making them too drab, adding a bit of color to them, but not making them look bright and joyful in colors, because they're still dirty, filthy, stinking ogres. I hope I managed that balance, because I didn't want it all to be in browns and grays either. But you know, put some splotches of color in there. Oh, and feathers are the bane of my existence. I still not worked out any method to speed paint feathers. I mean, by which I mean to paint them at the same speed as I do most everything else. You know, I can do nice feathers if I spend hours and hours on them, but who wants to do that? It's not worth it. So, you'll have to make do with sloppy feathers for now. Oh well. You know, I would have finished all of these hobgoblins by now. It had been for some unfortunate events. See, I knew that I would be gone for a couple of days this week. I was traveling Wednesday and Thursday. I was out of town. That was accounted for, but I didn't account for getting sick, because I started feeling a bit of a cold during the trip, and then when I got back home, I could work on Friday. It was okay, a bit under the weather. Then I got home on Friday afternoon, and it hit me like I don't know what. I just became sick as a dog, and Friday evening was a complete wash. I got nothing done of any sort. Then I spent Saturday in recovery. I was not really sick anymore, but I was very weak from the sickness. I felt like a wrung out dish rag, essentially. And I couldn't get myself to do much in the way of painting. I did get a lot of YouTube videos watched. I caught up on everything that I'd missed in my sub-feed. So that's some sort of accomplishment. But yeah, then I did a bunch of painting yesterday on Sunday. That was how I caught up with the ogres, at least. So, but there has been a little bit more work on all of these, and the Slotty in the background, you will see they've just got some darker base coats than last time. I like to do this to put a really dark undercoat on them to highlight up from there. But the hobgoblins definitely will have to be done by next week. I can't really sit on these anymore. Let's see what else I've prepped. Well, here we have the two bombshell babes that I've placed on MicroArt's kind of sci-fi themed basis with these hexagonal tiles. Hexagonal. The koala bears, which I've not done anything. I haven't done any extra basing on them. I've just left them as is. And then we have the Jinni, the genies, the Jinn and the Ifrit, which kind of demonstrate how messy my process is. This is why I don't do tutorials, because my actual method of painting is just to start out by slapping some paint on in a very sloppy fashion and then kind of refine it from there. I didn't used to paint like that, but that's how I like to paint now. So I can't really teach anybody. Oh well. That's yeah. Like I said, I'm bringing these two to the game store tonight to work on. Hopefully finish them up. And like I said, I want to finish up all those minis that have been started previously. So we'll have to see if I have time to get around to the koalas and the genies this week. But you know me, I can't resist starting new projects even if I haven't finished the old ones completely. So after the break, we'll see what I have to work with. Well, what do you know? My package from Hassle-Free, my order from November last year, has arrived. It took a while, but it is finally here. So let's unbox it and see what's in here. Well, they pack it pretty well. There is, first off, the stuff that I actually ordered. I just placed an order for some stuff that sort of was on my wish list from before because they had a sale. And first off, I got some of their Resin Master miniatures, which are, in this case, I only buy Resin Masters of the minis that will never be produced in metal. And it's usually these nude versions of sculpts that will have dressed versions later. And so there's a few of those, because I'm a dirty old man. And then I got the King and Queen of the Elves, Titania and Oberon. And they happen to be nude as well, but they're in metal. And they're naked because, well, they have to be. That's sort of their shtick. But then I got a little extra baggie, and there was some candy in here as well, which I already ate. And this is their way of saying sorry for being so late. They tend to do this whenever there's a delay, and so they tossed in some random bonus stuff, namely a lot of heads. I think these are goblin or orc heads. Does it say here? Goblin A. So goblin heads. And a strange D6 that you roll by actually rolling it lengthwise like this. And then 4 other minis, one of which is the Ghast, which is a monster mini I haven't actually seen before. I haven't seen this in their catalog. It's a naked dude with a ghoul head. And then there are 3 more ladies. Apparently they've glommed onto my like for the nudes. So these are actually models from the Kickstarter they did a couple of years back, which I backed and which I eventually got all my miniatures from. And two of these, this one and Helen here, I've actually painted before, because I got extras of those with my Kickstarter as well. This one I have not painted before, though. This is an archer. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to prep these 4 extras for painting at the game store next week on Monday. Because I hadn't counted on getting them, and because I think they'll be fun and easy to quickly paint up, because there's not that much. They're mostly skin. The way I paint, it's going to be a relatively quick and easy paint jobs. I might assemble Helen differently this time. She has some options. She has a spear in one hand, and then there's the option of either a shield or just an arm, bare arm. And last time I painted her, I assembled her with the shield. I think I'll do it without the shield this time. The others, I think, only go together one way. But yeah. And now the rest will just go into storage with my other unpainted minis, unfortunately. Of course, I need to paint something at home as well, and I need to work on the bones for Kickstarter. And I've lately been working on this expansion set called the Fan Favorites set, and I'm down to the last mini. It's this mammoth, or I think it's called a pygmy mammoth, or mini mammoth, because it's, well, probably smaller than some mammoths were in real life. However, I don't think I want to paint this just yet. Why? Well, I feel this as a sort of extinct animal belongs in the category of another expansion, which is called The Lost Valley, which contains a lot of dinosaurs and stuff. So I'm gonna just open this up, and I'm gonna plop this mammoth down here and save it for later. However, this expansion contained a few minis that I've already removed, so I have them ready for you here. Here they are. Because there's a few minis here that I feel have a broader usage, they're more applicable than just for a Lost World setting, and it's these stone giants. There's 3 giants and their cave bear pet. And so I picked these out, and I'm going to paint them. However, the rest of the Lost Valley expansion I'm putting aside for now, because that properly belongs in another project, which I'm not going to talk about right now. So it'll be some of the last models I get around to from this Kickstarter, whenever I do get around to them. But yeah, the stone giants I do have some use for. Interestingly, one of these comes fully assembled, another partially assembled, and a third one not assembled at all. So, don't know. There's no real consistency here. But anyway, I think that will be enough, considering I'm running a little bit behind on my other painting. So I don't need to add any more to the queue. These 8 minis will be enough. And thus I can close out this episode by saying thank you for watching this far. Click like if you did, subscribe if you haven't done so before, comment, share, and above all, join me again next week. Same day, same channel, same Dakian. And as usual, I'm now signing off.